It's hard to believe that the people of Aberystwyth lived within a town wall for 500 years. Following the building of the castle, it then led on to an application being made to build a house outside those town walls, which then led to the development of the promenade and, of course, the pier.
Pier was designed by Eugenius C. Birch. The pier that we see today is the second pier to have been built on that site. The first pier was built in 1806 and it was demolished or was washed away in 1810. It wasn't like the present day pier, it wasn't a pleasure pier as such, it was just really built to provide shelter for ships anchoring in the bay. The pier today is a lot shorter than when it was originally built. This is a result of a storm in January 1938 which washed away nearly half the length of the pier.
On Good Friday 1865, 5,000 people travelled on the newly opened railway to Aberystwyth, and I believe that 7,000 people also paid 1 penny to walk the length of the pier to listen to the pieros and the concert parties on the pier end.
At the far end was a pavilion, but the first pavilion was washed away in 1866, and it wasn't until 1872 that that was replaced.
The building of the pier in Aberystwyth, of course, was a huge success, and it coincided with the arrival of the railway in Aberystwyth in 1865, which brought in thousands of visitors to the town.
The effect on many of the people who'd never seen the sea before, looking down on the waves, meant that many of them actually felt seasick, which to us seems kind of a strange thing now. The next development in the history of the pier came in 1896 when we had a visit from Princess Alexandra.
Princess Alexandra and her husband, Prince Edward, were given the freedom of the town, the borough of Aberystwyth, in 1896, and they first of all opened the newly built Cliff Railway and the university halls on the now developed promenade. The important place that she opened was called the Royal Pier Pavilion.
Aberystwyth Pier was purpose-built to drive inbound tourism to Aberystwyth, and to this day it still remains a hugely important tourist destination for Aberystwyth and its surrounding area.
During the late Victorian period and of course leading into the Edwardian era, all events that took place on the stage in the pavilion were what we'd call live performances. And one particular person who performed on the stage in 1911 was a man called William Hartley. Tragically, William took a similar role on the Titanic.
During its time, it's obviously taken on many guises and has transformed and adapted in tune with the changing habits of the inbound tourist. And of course, during that time, it's changed hugely from being a 1,000-seater cinema to a ballroom, to a billiard bar, the amusement arcade.
Following the First World War, the people generally in the country were keen to move on from the darkness of the war, the end of Victoriana, etc., and they wanted to get out and enjoy themselves. And it was a wonderful time for people to change their attitudes from that dreadful darkness 20 years before.
We've refurbished this public bar, we've refurbished our billiard bar, we've improved our sun deck offering, we've refurbished and rejuvenated our nightclub, we've added a promenade fish bar, and the future plans now are to further sweat the asset, adding a a rooftop terrace to the inn on the pier. We also want to link in the nightclub, which lies dormant for circa 20 weeks of the year. And I very much hope that the pier is embraced and supported and enjoyed for the next 150 odd years.